Hi everyone, I'm Nico, and welcome to Talk English with Us, the channel where you can improve your English through simple conversations, useful vocabulary, and interesting topics. Today, we're going to talk about something that a lot of English learners want to work on, their British accent. And I'm going to give you a simple 30-day plan that can help you sound clearer, more natural, and more confident. But first, I want to be honest with you. This plan is not going to give you a perfect British accent in 30 days. I'm not going to promise you that. Nobody should. But what 30 days of consistent practice can do is genuinely improve your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your confidence when you speak. And that is absolutely worth doing. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about what actually makes a British accent. Because British English has some features that learners often find surprising. The first one is vowel sounds. In British English, certain vowels sound quite different from other accents. The word bath, for example, is pronounced with a long R sound in British English, bath, not bath with a short sound. The second feature is the letter R. In many British accents, especially received pronunciation, which is the classic clear British accent, the R at the end of a word is often silent. Car sounds like car. Water sounds like water. Morning sounds like moaning. You don't fully pronounce that final R sound. You just let it soften. The third feature is rhythm. English is a stress-timed language. That means some words are strong and clear, while others are soft and fast. We'll practice this in a moment. And the fourth feature is intonation. That's how your voice goes up and down in a sentence. British English has a very characteristic rise and fall pattern. Now, one important thing before we go further. There is not just one British accent. Someone from London sounds different from someone in Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Edinburgh, or Cardiff. They're all British, but they all sound quite different. For this episode, we're focusing on clear, neutral British English, the kind you hear in BBC News programmes, in many British films, and in formal conversations, not a strong regional accent. That's a great starting point for learners. Now, let's look at three important areas to practice. The first area is pronunciation. Let me give you a few key things to focus on. The R sound. As I mentioned, in British English, you often soften or drop the R at the end of words. Say this with me. Car. Don't fully say the R. Car. Water. Not water with a strong R, water. Better, better. Morning, morning. Try it. Car, water, better, morning. Good. That soft ending is very characteristic of British English. Now, the word can't. This is a famous one. In American English, can't sounds almost like can't. Short vowel. In British English, can't has a long R sound. Can't. I can't do it. Try saying it the British way. I can't do it. And can in British English is short. Can. Very quick. So you have can and can't. The difference is very clear. Let's say a sentence. I can do it, but she can't. Say that with me. I can do it, but she can't. The second area is rhythm. This is really important and often overlooked. In English, not all words carry the same weight. Content words, like nouns, verbs, and adjectives, are usually stressed. They're stronger and clearer. Smaller words like to, the, a, and of are usually unstressed. They're softer and quicker. Let me show you with a simple sentence. I want to go to the shop. If I stress every word equally, it sounds strange. I want to go to the shop. But naturally, it sounds more like this. I want to go to the shop. The words want, go, and shop are strong. The words I, to, and the are softer. Try it with me. I want to go to the shop. That rhythm is what makes English sound natural. The third area is intonation. Intonation is how your voice moves up and down. In British English, when you make a statement, your voice generally starts higher and falls at the end. I'm going to the shop. Your voice falls on shop. In a question, especially a yes or no question, your voice often rises at the end. Are you coming? The voice goes up on coming. And in a list, your voice rises on each item except the last one. I'd like tea, biscuits, and some cake. Tea goes up, biscuits goes up, cake goes down. These patterns happen naturally in British English, and the more you listen, the more you'll hear them. Now, let's talk about the 30-day plan. 4 weeks, 1 step at a time. Days 1 to 7, your job is to listen. Every day for 10 to 15 minutes, listen to British English. You can use podcasts, YouTube channels, BBC News, British films or TV shows. Your goal is not to understand every single word, not yet. Your goal is to hear the sounds, the rhythm and the music of British English. Close your eyes sometimes, just let the language wash over you. Listen to how words connect, how some sounds are strong and others disappear almost completely. This is training your ear, and a good ear is the foundation of a good accent. Days 8 to 14, now you repeat. Choose short sentences from what you've been listening to. Listen to them, then repeat. And I want to introduce you to a technique called shadowing. Shadowing means you repeat almost at the same time as the speaker, like a shadow following someone. You're not waiting for them to finish, you're speaking alongside them, copying their rhythm, their speed, their intonation. This is one of the most powerful techniques for improving your accent. Try it with me right now using this sentence. Listen first. Good morning, how are you today? Now say it with me. Good morning, how are you today? That's shadowing. Days 15 to 21. Now you record yourself. Take your phone, find a short British English sentence, record a British speaker saying it, or just listen to it carefully. Then record yourself saying the same sentence. Listen to both. Compare them. What's different? The vowel sound, the rhythm, the way a word ends. I know, almost nobody likes listening to their own voice. It feels uncomfortable at first, but this is one of the most effective things you can do. It helps you hear what you actually sound like instead of what you think you sound like, and those two things are often quite different. Days 22 to 30. Now you speak. Every day, 5 to 10 minutes minimum. Just speak English. You don't need a conversation partner for this. You can speak to yourself. Some ideas. Describe your morning. I woke up at 7. I had a cup of tea. I got ready for work. Talk about your family. I have 2 brothers. My mum lives in... Tell a short story. Something that happened yesterday or last week. Describe what you can see around you right now. I'm sitting in my room. There's a window on the left. I can see... The key during these days is to focus on how you sound, not just what you're saying. Think about your vowel sounds. Think about your rhythm. Think about that soft R at the end of words. And keep recording yourself. By day 30, compare your voice to day 1. You will hear progress. Now let's talk about common mistakes to avoid. First mistake is trying to copy a very strong British regional accent. A strong Cockney accent or a thick Scottish accent is actually much harder to imitate convincingly, and it can sometimes sound exaggerated. Stick to clear, neutral British English. Second mistake is speaking too quickly. When we try too hard to sound natural, we sometimes rush. But speaking clearly and at a steady pace is always more effective than speaking fast and unclear. Third mistake is focusing only on individual words and ignoring rhythm. If you practice single words but never practice full sentences, your speech won't flow naturally. Always practice in phrases and sentences. Fourth mistake, being afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are how you improve. Every mistake is information. It tells you what to work on next. Fifth mistake, practicing only once a week. 10 minutes every single day is far more effective than 1 hour on Saturday. Consistency builds habits. Habits build accents. And sixth mistake, expecting a perfect accent immediately. Your accent reflects your history, your language, your culture. That's not something to erase. The goal is to become clearer and more confident, not to completely change who you are. Now let's do a quick practice session together. I'll say a sentence, you repeat it. Focus on the rhythm and the sounds. First sentence. Good morning. How are you today? Try to keep the rhythm light and natural. Good morning. How are you today? Second sentence. I would like a cup of water, please. Notice the soft endings. Water. Water, please. I would like a cup of water, please. Your turn. I would like a cup of water, please. Third sentence. I really enjoy learning English. Nice clear vowels. Stress on really and English. I really enjoy learning English. Fourth sentence. I'm getting better every day. This one is great to say to yourself every morning, by the way, because it's true. I'm getting better every day. And fifth sentence. Little by little, I'm becoming more confident. Slow and clear. Little by little, I'm becoming more confident. Beautiful. Honestly, if you practice those 5 sentences every day this week, you'll already notice a difference. Now, let me leave you with something important. 30 days will not give you a perfect British accent. I said that at the start, and I want to say it again. But 30 days of real, consistent practice, that can create a very noticeable improvement in your pronunciation, your rhythm, your confidence, and how natural you sound. Don't wait until your English is perfect before you speak. It will never be perfect. Nobody's English is perfect. The more you listen, repeat, and speak, the more natural your English will become. So start today, not next week, today. Let's do a quick summary. 7 days of listening. You train your ear to hear British English naturally. 7 days of repeating. You use shadowing to copy rhythm and sounds. 7 days of recording yourself. You compare and notice what to improve. 7 days of speaking. You talk every day, focusing on how you sound. That's your plan. Simple, practical, and very effective if you actually do it. And remember, you don't need to sound exactly like a British person. Your goal is to speak clearly, naturally, and confidently. That's it. That's the real goal. Now, I have a question for you. Which British English word or sound is the most difficult for you? Is it the vowels, the soft R, the difference between can and can't, or something else entirely? Tell me in the comments. I'd really love to know. And your answer might help me make a future episode just for you. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe to Talk English with Us so you never miss an episode. And if you have a friend who wants to improve their British English, share this video with them right now. They'll thank you for it. Thank you so much for being here. Keep listening, keep repeating, keep speaking, and I'll see you very soon in the next episode.